All right, how's everybody doing? Sorry, a little bit late today. We were running behind. It's commencement week in Annapolis, so we had Blue Angels, I guess, practice on Tuesday, show yesterday. Today, there's a bunch of different graduations, and again, commencement is tomorrow at the U.S. Naval Academy. So Annapolis is slightly busy. Truck is still in the shop, so I had to bring Melissa to work today, and yeah, a little bit of traffic. Um, Anyway, data from this morning. Good, good, and more good, and even more good. All we can say, right? The preliminary GDP better than expected, so obviously the Fed is not crushing things. Preliminary GDP price index on a quarterly basis. Again, if you're not sure what that one is, the annualized change in the price of goods and services, i.e., inflation, included inside of the GDP. That looks like it's accelerating to me, right? It was here and it went up. So yeah, overall, it's kind of one of those signs that hey, listen, you know, the Fed, why do they need to hold off? Right? Inflation is still too high. We're not there yet. We haven't been restrictive. Why wouldn't we just keep going? Um, Unemployment claims adjusted last time down, as well as this time much lower than forecast. Um, I don't know. I don't really know what ground they have to stand on, right? The banking crisis is not there. We know that people are not spending as much, but everything else is positive. And again, if the Fed is going to stay with that data dependent thing, then yeah, I don't really know what to say. Sorry, guys. Um, anyway, we're seeing dollar strength because of it. You're seeing the euro dollar, pound dollar both down 71.60 respectively. Dollar yen up 80. Again, we were talking about this one potentially reversing. Unless, obviously yesterday's data was kind of like, it's a little bit flat, but this data there's no debating. This is great data for the US dollar. Dollar Swiss up 31, dollar CAD up 80. Again, we're actually seeing oil drop a little bit, again, helping fuel this one, for lack of oil fuel. See what I did there. Aussie down 51, expected. We talked about that yesterday, seeing this continue to drop. Although what we were looking for was kind of like a weak dollar talking about a pause. This obviously would obviously blow that out, retrace it. Pound yen, I'm sorry, euro pound, a little bit flat. Again, it's a red number, but the last hour it's been retracing back again. And then pound yen, obviously the same thing. Only 16 pips in 24 hours. So not as much movement over there as we'd like to see. Um, yeah, there's a lot in here to look at, to talk about. Again, the biggest thing is what we just saw, dissecting. Obviously, the debt ceiling or the debt deal, right? They're talking about getting, we're getting close. We're down to the details now. Um, how much of that has to do with the fact that Fitch basically said that, hey, listen, we're questioning the debt rating, which has happened in the past, but it's not ironclad. It used to be unquestionable, right? It was like religion. Like, don't ask me a question about religion, right? You just have to universally believe it. Um, Unfortunately, in this case, you know, the rating agencies are looking at U.S. debt and saying that, yeah, it's on a watch. It's different. It's not ironclad, for lack of a better word, right? It's not an ironclad rating. Um, was that the reason why? Maybe it could have been. But again, I said it yesterday. I didn't think they had any doubt in my mind that they would actually come up with some type of a deal. Not surprised. I knew it would be last minute. They love those procrastinations, but the fact that they have a deal is great. Seeing all this data also great. Again, yesterday's Fed message. Here it is right here. Fed puts U.S. on negative credit watch, right, and the dollar extends gains. Um, from yesterday, didn't really get much. Didn't really get much. You're not seeing anything up here. You're seeing 4, 6. Um, yeah, not really seeing much here, right? Where was the statement? Uh, yeah, the AAA rating on negative watch. That's a bigger deal. Um, yeah, there you go. Bostic again, right? Fed officials to let data guide them on their moves, right? Fed doesn't want to be locked into a predictable rate move. Again, Fed not close to inflation goal. Must stay focused on it. Expect to see labor market stress when inflation eases. Labor market stress. Well, it's not through unemployment. Best case, the Fed won't mole rate cut until well into 2024. So again, been talking about this. Even Bostic is like, yeah, well into 2024. I mean, that's the original plan. That's what they said before. The end of 2024 was when the first time that they would even begin to think about it. So nothing's really changed there. So we'll see how the overall market takes it. All right, so that's a lot to digest. We have Tokyo, obviously CPI on a yearly basis coming down as well. That's something tonight. And then tomorrow, this is the big boy, right? Core PCE price index, right? This is what the Fed loves. Now, core durable good orders down, not necessarily the best sign that we want to see. The durable good orders down, again, not what we want to see. But again, they're both already negative. Could these surprise to the upside? Sure, they could, right? And that would give us a big kind of pop, right? That would give us kind of a big pop in the market. So right now, I think the biggest thing to watch out for is this core PCE. If it comes in at 3, again, to me, the 3, it's been there, right? 3, 3, 3. It's not coming down. The goal is to have it come down, right? Not keep increasing. So I think that's going to be, again, kind of something that weighs on the market, right? I think that's going to be something that weighs on the market tomorrow. Now, all this today. One of the other things, too, I want to point out. So we're seeing the VIX down right now, and you're seeing NQ is up 1.8%. This is really going back to all the NVIDIA stuff. If you guys didn't see, look it up. NVIDIA is it's like the biggest move in a day type profit stuff. It's like there's some crazy stuff going on with AI chips and stuff like that. That's kind of helping pop that. Now you're seeing ES, or you're seeing Wyman Russell both down. Again, a lot of that data I think comes from what we just saw. And then ES is, kind of absorbed into, excuse me, the whole NVIDIA thing. So, I haven't had enough coffee yet. Up at 5 again. Thank you, buddy. Kip's sleeping in the room, by the way. He wakes me up at 5 and then goes back to sleep at 9. I love when he does that. VIX is down right now, right? Again, a lot of the scariness is off the table, particularly if, hey, listen, we're going to reach a debt deal. That's obviously going to bring the VIX back down. Yesterday was kind of like, nope, we're going to falter. And then all the Fitch stuff. And then it's kind of like, we're going to get a deal done. And then that's where, obviously, the VIX goes down. Now, dollar, obviously up, popping. Came down. 830 is where it got that data and then took off. Again, impulse, correction, impulse. And here's the crazy part. We're at 104.25. Right? It was just a week, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about that 102 level, or 101, 101.20, 101.30. Now we're talking about 104.25. Craziness, right? Craziness. I like it where it's at. I think it's justified to be where it's at. Based off the data we just saw, it should absolutely be an up. It should absolutely be up right now. Is it going to stay up here? I think, my opinion on this one is it should, right? I think it absolutely should stay up here. Reason why is because, again, Bullard said it. Now Bostic's like, hey, listen, we're not cutting anytime soon. I'm more interested in the raises than the cuts. The cuts is a whole new, I don't know. I want to say it's a whole new world that Disney. What was that? It was that was a song, right? It's a whole new world. That's when we start getting in the cuts again. That's where things can get really fun as well. But I think we got, over a year. We got over a year for that. So, I'm still worried about the increases. So where does this one stop today? I think a lot of this depends on the overall market, the general consensus today. I think it goes up. Could it go up all the way to 104.50? And it may be a little bit of a bit, bit extreme, right? Hold on. Okay. Thought I heard Kip. He was just moving around. He's still passed out. That may be a bit extreme, but I think this does go up. There will be some profit taking in it, but I think, again, I think the writing's on the wall that people really understand that, hey, the Fed's going to raise interest rates. They may not pause. They may not cut this year, right? I think we're at that stage. So I think it makes sense for it to be going up and holding up here. I don't think we're having a retrace back down again. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if we lose, Fitch actually drops it. I don't think they're going to do it at default. I think this is just kind of like, get it done, guys, get it done. People understanding that, hey, listen, there are, Morningstar and Fitch have both basically said, hey, listen, you guys are on negative watch. You're at risk of losing your AAA rating, right? Other news in regard to that worldwide, I don't know if you guys saw, there was applications from 13 additional countries yesterday to join BRICS. Remember, BRICS is the other. There's G7, and then there's BRICS. BRICS is like everybody that we hate. BRICS is bigger than the G7 as far as volume goes, and 13 additional countries just put applications in to join BRICS. So we've been talking about OPEC and OPEC Plus for a while. Now it looks like there is actually talks of getting a BRICS Plus. These big trade alliances and things like that. And again, the United States is not included in any of this. This is kind of like the everyone the U.S. hates is joining forces. So yeah, there's even talks of a BRICS currency. Again, a BRICS currency to replace the dollar. So yeah, the uh, the ships are aligning against us, right? We'll see if the government is going to be in the right spot, right? So anyway, um, I look for different pullbacks. I think that's completely normal. Again, commodities, dollars up. You'd expect to see all the commodities down right now. They're where they should be. I think notables on this one is oil down 2.6. I think it's great. Again, 72.41. I wish it was 62.41. But I'll take 72 versus the 74 and stuff like that we were dealing with. Natural gas is down only 0.83. It should be down more. There is inventory this morning for it. Again, as we roll into this Labor Day weekend, or no, Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day is the second one. I have to get those two mixed up. We should see that continue to drop. Mentioned yesterday, again, FOMC as well as the news today, we expect the gold and silver to be down. Again, down decently. Silver could be down more. And I think in preparation for tomorrow, we see a little bit of a retracement in those. But overall, I think with that core PCE, I think people are getting it that, hey, the Fed's going to keep raising interest rates, guys. We ain't done yet. So I think there's more movement on that one. As far as the actual regular positions go. So yesterday, again, there was the big piece of this Wednesday. We didn't get much of a pop, and again, I think this is the right move. What do I mean by that? We didn't really get a ton of substance out of that FOMC meeting notes. There wasn't any like earth-shattering headlines that was like, holy crap, right? There was no major surprises. So all it did was really just continue to base sideways, and you can see it kind of took off and it grabbed it again. And then here was the 8:15, 8:30. Oh, hold on, let me just go to 8:30. There's the 8:15, 8:30-ish candle. You can see it's popping up, going back to a level. So this is, you can definitely tell that, hey, listen, there's something in here. And this pop right here, this is right before the European market. So they kind of knew what to expect, and there was a little bit of a push up. We always talk about just a little bit ahead of time. You can see 7:30 in the 8 candle, both of them pushed up just in time for this to turn and push back down again. So not necessarily surprised with it. Let's take some of these off. Again, these are all, get all these out. And this was that Harry Potter trade that we talked about before, but we're just going to continue it down. So we're sitting there right now. Let's go back. Yeah. So on a 4-hour basis, we're talking about getting. We're kind of clear until. That's what caused it. Okay. So we know we got. Again, I'm on a 2-hour right now. We got about 100 pips to go. We are technically in a racetrack to the downside. What's going to stop this one? I don't think much. I think we'll see some profit taking come in. We'll see it retrace a little bit. The big question is, and again, we can remove this one now. How do we prepare for this one for tomorrow for core PCE? Because again, that has the ability to send the dollar going high as well. We kind of need to see where the levels are going to form, right? Looking at this right now, I wouldn't say there's a ton. Hmm. Hmm. That one's okay. I don't have a level that I love for a pullback yet, right? I'd like to see where this retraces up to. I like to see a retrace in a base and then start to continue. And wherever that base is, that's going to give us the pop. So I think the important way to play this core PCE is going to be to look there to okay. Looking at what happens between the European Open and then the news release, I think is going to be kind of how we play this one, right? Right now, today, I'm fully on board us going down. I don't know if we can get all the way down to the 64.11. It's going to require about another 80 pips worth of movement, which is kind of a lot in a day from now after this news. But is it justified? It is. So I like this one bearish. I don't really necessarily have a pullback. It's already been here. The next time we see a level of basing in here, right, and a drive down, at least that gives us another entry to jump on board. We are in red, green, red. So again, if you were trailing this one from the short from yesterday, you're still good, right? Red, green, red. This one didn't close above. Red, green, red didn't close above there. Red, green definitely didn't above, right? Red, green didn't close above red. Red didn't close above red. So I mean, this one is still trailing from that move yesterday, and you haven't had any real reason to get kind of get out of it, right? It's all been pro dollar, right? Pro dollar, pro, putting gold down, and then Aussie weakness stacked on top of it. So pretty decent. So again, bearish, look for a base that gives us an ability to get into a trade in the future. But right now it's pretty deep when the trade initially was up there. Aussie. All right, so also we came down and we talked yesterday about how this one really pushed, not the best. And you can see we hit, and then all of a sudden it just started to chop through, chop through, chop through, chop through, chop through. All kinds of craziness yesterday for FOMC. It's like, what do we do? I don't know. What do you do? What do you want to do? Go long, go short, go long, go short, go long, go short, and hasn't really left that area. So, good thing is this one got hit 3 times, so we can remove that, get that off the chart, that little funky one. We are in close proximity to this Harry Potter trade right here. Again, about 25 more pips, breaking through 90.57. We talked about this a few times this week, so I'm not going to rehash it. There is an alert there. We are looking for a drop, a base, a pullback to it. I can be on the 30-minute. There we go. So we are in close proximity. So again, we'll wait to see if this alert goes off. Here, I'll put this right there. Let's put that there, just so it's a little easier to see. All right. So yeah, that's where we stand. Now let's see. Let's see right now if we take a bounce off of that. Let's see if we can get some help from it. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Right there. Ideally, we want to go down here and then bounce like that. So yeah, watch. This could be one that we trail fibs and watch this. Look for some opportunity. Yeah, I think there's some more in this one. We need to get the entry first. We'll see. Let's get the entry on this one first, and then we'll worry about this one retracing. I'm jumping ahead. I'm like, oh, when it hits here and goes down and hits profit and comes back up, there you go. Let's get the Harry Potter first. So look for a break to 90.57. We've covered the last couple days. I'm not going to do it again. Euro dollar. Again, talking about this one coming down. Profit target was hit. We were looking at 107.22. You can see FOMC. It went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's kind of like, what are you doing? Right? Was it good? Was it bad? And we talked about a level of basing there. And you can see we didn't really get a Harry Potter. It tried really, really hard. And then again, here's the date at 8:30 coming down. It was kind of expected. It's low on the curve. We knew that this was going to be an area that we ran into. And it's nice. We hit it and we hit it again. When we go back, we know that this is what we're dealing with, that level. We know beyond this, again, actually, I guess there was a, just put this here and use that level. We know we got kind of a racetrack below this. So, and looking at this over here, the fact that we've hit it and we've hit it again and we're starting to form bases, we do have a short position that's about to come in here. And this is just a trend continuation, right? Ideally, we want to look for a nice little pullback on it. But it's not that far. It's 14 for 43 in the other direction. Not a horrible base trade. There is a little bit of basing above it, right? Like kind of sitting right in here. We can take this one out. And right now it kind of coincides with like a 23. Like if we start to base in this level and pull back again, this could be a decent 23.6 trade. I'm really looking to get short this one. I think this one is Um, Nice little rundown, euro dollar. I like this one short. Again, where all the data we've gotten, it makes complete sense, and nothing's really changed. We talked about being bullish dollar, and we were looking for yesterday again a little bit of weakness coming out. That's how it was setting up, and they just gave us nothing one way or the other to really kind of make that one move. So it is what it is. Euro pound. Okay, so yesterday we knew the news, and the news went right back up. We drew that one. And all it did was put a new top in, and then late last night, like literally at midnight, this is a nice little form candle. We hit it and rode back down, which this is right where the profit target should be, the red candle behind the push. And now it's just basing. So overall, you can see that this one is down 12 pips in the last 24 hours. Is it really? I mean, it's down a little bit. We were sitting here, right? It just did this, went down, and it's trying to eat the rest of that room up again. Um, this one's not really trending. If you're looking for another level, again, we do have news tomorrow morning, retail sales on a monthly basis. The forecast is it's going to be good, and it was bad, which means if it is good, or good even more than expected, it should roll back down again. So again, there is a setup on this one. Look for this news. Could you use this one? You could. It's not the original zone, so that's my only concern with it. Um, but overall, proxy wise, you can see that we're pretty much going sideways at this point. I can bring fibs down. You can see that same levels at that 23. That again, it's already hit once, twice actually, but it doesn't mean that it's dead. Doesn't mean that it's dead. If we rally right up to that level for this, again, this retail sales data, I think that's a decent short. Okay, not a bad little short. Euro yen. There's where we're at euro yen. You can see that we hit this one late last night at around 11 o'clock. Again, we talked about 149.59. I'm sorry, 149.95. Right, I'll move this other way. And we talked about 150 being a big deal. Obviously, you know, there's some volatility in this one, but it pushed. Right, it pushed back down again. So I mean, this one is. You can see we are out. 1 to 3 is right there. That's 1 to 3.12. So it got you at it right at the European session. It literally went boom, took you out. So right now we're in between two levels. Would I take another short out of that 150? I think you need to be very, very cautious with it. I was good with it for this one hit here, and again, it did get front run. Right at 6 p.m., it was like ding ding and it didn't hit it. It was so close, but it ended up coming back and getting it anyway. Um, right now we're kind of in the middle of the range, right? We know we had this Harry Potter trade down here when we break through 148. It pushed, it pushed, it pushed. It should continue to be pushing lower, but the fact that it spikes, we can't really draw a Harry Potter. So we kind of need this one to go down, or we need this one to kind of go up and start messing around with that 150 number. We're just sitting in the middle after multiple pushes down. Not really a great trade setup. Like, what are we using for this one? Like, where's your buy area? There's not right now. Again, we just literally, last couple of hours, we actually just finished the trade out on that one. So, yeah, not much. Unfortunately, I wish there was more to this one, but there's not much else I can do with it. It's just, it is what it is. The trade's over. We kind of need new levels to be built on this one, but hopefully you got this one the overnight because this was, again, a nice mover, right? Something like the euro yen. Um, Again, 11 for like 35. It went much farther than that. It went all the way down to plus 60. So I don't know, you know, again, plus 60 is a nice little trade. You're getting a 1 to 5. Those are great. We draw these things for 1 to 3. But the reality was you should have been looking somewhere probably in here, and it tagged it twice. And if you got greedy, you're like, oh, I was going for this one and it went to here. Great. When it popped back up again and started to go lower, you wanted to start trailing this down. You probably got a 1 to 3.5, 1 to 4 out of it. So not a bad, not bad trades. Okay. But right now, look for 149. Here, I'll just move this across. I would say that that's a decent level to look for setups, but this wasn't a really fast explosion, so it's probably only B-rated level. But I do like the short if it does come back down again, particularly with some of the data we're going to get in the next 24 hours. Pound yen. All right, so this one's unfortunate. We're trying to looking for an entry in here, and you can see yesterday it did give us the dollar strength. It kind of we had all this basing, and again, if we were going to adjust more near term, you could say, okay, well, there's the top, there was the push down, there was the base, and it pulled back up, and it did grab it. So it did push all the way back down again, and then you could see it kind of played with the 23.6, and now it's going lower. Um, This was the target we had from a while back. Let's pull that one off now. Let's pull this off as well. Let's draw from here down just so we can get a good idea where we're at. Actually, that's not horrible for a reversal. Pause. Yeah, it's a 3:30 in the morning pause before spiking. Hmm. There's a short in there. I wonder if we can pull a short in there. It is tempting. It is tempting. Maybe. I guess we'll see what it does. Right. There could potentially be something in here. There's a potential in here. I'll put one of these right here. Right. A breakthrough of 123.10. Those two news releases. It bounces and then comes back in. There is a potential here. I do like dollar strength versus pound strength. Um, Absolutely all over that one. Let's see what it does here between 10 and 10:30. See if it bases. I think there could be a short out of that one. It's small. It's 11 for 33, so it's not huge, but again, well within that range of what I like, the 10 for 30s. I think it's close. It's there. I like dollar strength. So yeah, look for that one. Again, look for a break of 123, 10 and see if we're basing. If it bases in there, again, it may use this as a pullback, but we'll see what happens in the next little bit here. Again, we get real confirmation of a debt deal, it's just gonna go. We may lose it very very quickly. This one may leave the station without us, so it's gonna be hard. Pound yen. There we go. So it hit it at 5:30 this morning. Nice little reversal. It was 3 up, 5:30 reversal, right back down again. Not really, 25 pips in 24 hours, right? So not really much. I'd say again at this point we're testing bottoms. We've hit the top again. Really could go either way, but will not be surprised if it starts to roll back to the downside. Maybe getting a little bit of yen help on this one. I do think pound weakness is probably going to come in a little bit here. People are gonna, you know, people are gonna look at the pound and be like, well, we're not raising anymore. That's weak. And yeah, it is. It is, but it's not. You know, um, you know, at this point, I feel like we're so comfortable with, oh, they're gonna raise it again, raise it again, and raise it again, and raise it again, and that's actually not normal. And I feel like when they don't raise it, it's like, oh, that's it, they're done, it's weak. I think we're gonna get this one down like that again. So, again, 170, 120. Look for that. It's been hit plenty of times. We're looking for that drop through. It's 16 for 50 to the downside. So we got to get some. Right now, it's not really. No trend whatsoever in this one. That's hard. It's down 0.08. Dollar CAD. All right. Dollar CAD in a big position. So yesterday, you can see it did nothing. It came up to this level at about 10 o'clock and then did nothing. FOMC here did nothing. Continued to cross. It didn't do anything until late last night. It popped up just a little bit and then popped right back down again. right in the European session. European session open is right here, and then held. Price went higher, and then right at 7:30, it went down to get it on sale, and then finally the data came out and it popped. Okay, now we are popped. We are at that 136.27. We talked about that. That we had again. There's a couple steps in here. There's this step with some tests. There's this step with a couple tests. This is kind of the aggressive entry for this one. And you can see it's red. There's 2 wicks at the top, and it's struggling. Um, and the reason why it's struggling is because again, it's been basically since yesterday in news, it's been up, but it was up the day before. It's up the day before. There's been no kind of regulation in this one, right? There's been no profit taking. There's been no need to profit take, right? Um, but I think what's important to note on this one is we're also getting some help and some assistance right now from oil, right? With oil being down, CAD is also losing strength on its own fundamental levels. So, yeah, it's a dollar play, but it's also an oil play at the same time. Um, oil had the big pop after the inventory, so the weakness is coming back in. But is this a proper reversal level? Yeah, I would say that it is. Right? It's 11 pips. I'd like to see on a lower time frame, maybe drop it down to a 5 if you really like this one for short. We have the red. We'll see what the green looks like, but if we can get a red, green, red coming out the bottom side, that would be the trigger for this one to push back down again. Let's see. What does it look like distance wise? 1 to 3 is right there. See, the 1 to 3 is a little tiny bit deep. It's a little tiny bit deep, right? But that's the same trade that we're talking about yesterday, right? Shorting off that level. So, it's kind of there. We were hoping to be up there for news, but we didn't. We just stopped and then ran out of gas. And then it basically this same level, it became a Harry Potter, right? A break of a level, popped up, pulled back, and went higher. And now we're looking for this to turn and push. But we do need the confirmation that it's time, right? Um, we don't have it yet. We don't have it yet. So I think in close succession we probably will. But once the top is confirmed, and again, 10:30 is when we probably should see it. Dollar Swiss. All right. So dollar Swiss just choppy, right? This was not the great entry, and then we punched through it. Like yesterday morning, we punched through it. We're looking for potential reversal. Now it did punch up, right? It's been kind of playing this deal here where there's the 23 and then it's nothing, and then we finally went higher, and now it's a 23, but it's been there a couple times. Buyers have stepped in, buyers have stepped in, buyers have stepped in. Is there enough room for buyers to step in again? Are there still buyers left? So, um, again, we've been through this area a few times. There's a lot of basing around here too. If this wasn't here, I'd be like, "Yup, this thing breaks through 90-40, take that short." But unfortunately, it's only 16. If you're wondering what I'm looking at this right here. See how it's higher, 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 and then it popped. A little easier to see on this one. Higher, 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 pop. Not bad. Not a bad long. 10 for 30 on the top side when we get a break. Not too bad. Like I said, only because ran into sellers, based a lot, ate a lot of those sellers up again, hit it, just went slightly higher, and then went just a little bit higher. So with all those selling in there, that should become buyers pretty soon. Actually, let's throw an alert on that one. I'd like to know when that comes through. Put it right there. Just a little bit above. All right. So there you go. Swiss franc long. All right. Let's see what it got here. We can continue this one. Oops, not that one. That's the Look at the big smashes down, right? Got front run, came up, grabbed it, boom, right back down again, and then boom again. So, I was wondering if we could just get a nice little Harry Potter in that one. Hold on. We didn't have the full smash of that, but this is what I'm looking for. I'd like to see some basing in either of these two. So the 140.34 is not as strong. I like this one better. Again, it just happens to be at 140. So kind of looking for a base here of some sort. Right around the 140 mark. Um, Again, I don't know that Japan's going to intervene, but we're so far above right now. Um, yeah, 140 is high. That's my one concern about this one. But if we do see base, look for it to go higher. There will be some selling in the 140.34 ish range, but that'll be 35 pips into it already. Depending on what your base, that may make sense to kind of take some profit off and maybe have two targets. But once we get above the 140, 34, it's off to the races, right? It's off to the races. So that's probably a decent trade. Eh, yeah, right now there's just it's just too much chop right now. So yeah, look for basing here. Look for it to go long, and then again we break through the 140.34. Look for this to go up to 141 ish. Um, one yeah 141. So 141 will put us there. I'm fine. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Um, that works for me. All right, Bitcoin back down at 26. Yeah, knew they were quiet. Let's look at crude. All right, so crude falling through the floor. So got a little bit of Harry Potter action. Again, we are looking for some basing and some pullback, and you can see it's in there. Really since 9 o'clock this morning, straight down. Now this is a very interesting spot. Now we marked it off yesterday, 71.83. You can see there's a bit of basing in there, and again, if I go back, you can see kind of where it hits. But for the most part, this is where we see a little bit of reversal coming in. And the big question is with this one, and I think it's important to kind of point out, economy not doing bad. Technically, that's more demand. That's really technically more demand. There was the down draw, so we had price go a little bit crazy, and I think that's what's unfortunately affecting this one. The fact that the big down draw was there, people were trying to go long, and then it's like let's wipe them out short wise, and then what's going on? Again, the dollar strength is what's affecting this right now. But overall, I would say look for a reversal, right? Um, Less people filing for unemployment claims, right? Um, Economy doing well means more people are working, right? Means there's a greater demand, right? Not everybody's a remote worker, right? It's still somewhat linked. Um, I would expect this to go up, especially going into the holiday weekend. We could potentially see it as well. Some more movement. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're going to travel this weekend? We got to raise we got to raise gas." Um, so would not would not be surprised if this goes higher. This would be a great little area for it. Besides that, we need to wait for it to come all the way down. I'm not interested in playing with this level to 7086. I know some people will. The next level would be down here at 7081. I would. It would be awesome if we could go into the holiday weekend um, below 70, but I don't know if we're gonna get there. I feel like we're gonna take a pop, and um, you know, even with all things bad, I feel like this one has the ability to move a little bit. So I hate to say it, but um, yeah, this would be the area where pop comes in, especially at 10:30. So, yeah, want to take one, great. If not, again, big run in price. We should be looking for reversals at this point. Where is it? Natural gas. All right, so let's move these off. Right, natural gas popped up yesterday, kind of like how we expected, and then came back up. The chop in there. All right. 290. Let's see something here. Bit of a gap in there, but that could actually not be horrible. Probably a short in this one. When I look at that, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's kind of growing on me. 241. I think we pop into it again. It's not the strongest base. It was late last night, like 7 o'clock. Had a little bit of a gap in there, so not the contract switch. Oh, I hate contract switches. Um, yeah, overall, yeah, I'd say there's a probably decent short in there. If you guys are looking forward again, it's in close enough proximity to the 23.6 from the last recent high to low. Again, we're obviously down on the week. I'd like us not to pop back up to where the week started from Friday to Monday. It makes more sense for us to be down on this side. So, it's all right. All right. Gold, obviously big pop. I mean, there's nothing really to say about this one. And this is perfect, right? One, two, three. We expected to break. Again, it did pop up and then it went down, right? Right. It was a little Harry Potter drop base, pulled up right before news and then came out. Not super strong. And again, one, two, three. You had 4, 5, and we cycled through it right now. So, not surprised that it dropped. Let's see. We can take some of these and see if it's going to help us. Now, not really. So that one is officially out. That one's officially out. Honestly, up, down, up, down. Don't really need this either. That doesn't matter. Pull that, pull that, pull that. That's still good there at the 50. We don't need the news anymore. Let's see, on a 15-minute, was there a decent bottom? That's not horrible. There are worse bottoms out there, right? A drop, one candle up, and then retested it and is now trying to kind of take over this parabolic retracement. So, yeah, this one makes sense. Again, profit taking. Really, since yesterday morning, this one has been straight down. FOMC did nothing. New news popping in. I think this one needs to rally up a little bit so we can get there for PCE tomorrow. I think that is probably what makes the most sense right now on how to establish a good kind of PCE trade. I think that makes the most sense. So I hate to say it. Let's get the gold pom poms on, and let's get this back up a little bit higher. So tomorrow it's a great little short, but it makes sense where it is right now. And again, being pushed down, it's kind of similar to oil. This would be the reversal time of when we expect these to come in, right? Um, you know, just kind of what we're seeing. Silver already reversing, but what is it doing? It's hugging the 23 level. Again, very common, right? Very common. 23 is a big level right now. It's had a lot of problems with that 23, but again, we'd be creeping down, right? There was the 24 level, right? There was the 25 level. We're creeping, 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 creeping. And now we're using this as a base. I'm actually okay with where it is. I like how it spiked and came back up again and is kind of holding this line. I think that's pretty decent. I mean, it is kind of like the 23 right now. You can see that there is obviously some, some selling going on in that level. Um, Again, I think for news tomorrow, I think silver's a great way to trade it. Do we have a level to trade it for tomorrow? No, we're gonna have to see what the Europeans do with it in the overnight. Um, right now, we don't have a level that I'm looking at that I'm like, yep, that's it, that's it. Pull the trigger right there, right? We don't have that because again, a lot more wiki inside of silver. But where it is right now, if I was looking at this today, I would say, hey, listen, we spiked down, we retraced back up again. We're grabbing areas of sellers. We're at the 23.6. This again, it's a 23 now, right? When it was here, it wasn't a 23.6. Well, it was close, right on the back end. But now it's kind of like, hey, listen, where we're sitting now, we got that 23 on an area of sellers. This would be an area where we're looking for shorts. And it makes sense. If gold is down 3.7, this should be down 6.6, right? 0.8, somewhere around there. And it's not. It's kind of a little bit more level. So if it's going to catch up and, as it should, um, that's where we should kind of see it happening at, right? So it should be going back down again. But right now, it's more of a time thing than anything else. See what Apple's doing. Apple had a nice pop up and then a big drop. I'm shocked Apple didn't have more in there. Yeah, Tesla. Tesla was up big yesterday. So again, a big up day. We expect a big down day. So yeah, not surprising there. Let's see what we got ESYs. 915. No, it was too high. Nothing confirmed in the overnight. No level. Yeah, I mean down here, it's a 430 level, and this is where the confirmation comes in at 930. So if we're gonna see any type of reversal, now would be the time that it comes in. And what I mean by the reversal is your 930 is right there. So it's basically been straight down. There are buyers here, but again, wick, base, a little bit better, but not an extreme. So overall with a pop in 830. And if you're wondering why this is down, again, it's more the dollar. It's the dollar kind of raising the dollar. Everything is great. But eventually people will get that out of their system and be like, oh, but the economy's not doing bad. Economy's doing quite good, right? And that's where that would come in at. So, mm, yeah, I think there's a reversal, but I don't know if I like it here. I think that one's ideal either, but I like there, right? Strong push up, one candle, and then a pop. Is at 4 or 5 o'clock, but it's so close to just being using this and then the test. So close. I kind of want to be wrong with this. I want the reverse here. But yeah, this is basically just like, holy crap, the Fed's going to keep raising interest rates. And that's what we said. Is it going to be the interest rate thing? Um, I mean, honestly, if we get down to here and McCarthy says, "Yep, we got a deal, we're good," we should bounce all the way back up again. Um, did they announce anything yet? No, nothing yet. So, as far as opening print goes, unfortunately, it was too high. It was capping, it was turning, but not really at a great level. NQ, again, we know why NQ is all the way up here. If you don't know why NQ dropped, again, similar reasons. It's still at 1.25. Again, a lot of this is coming in right here, right? And again, this is NVIDIA. NASDAQ futures jump over 2% as NVIDIA forecast sparks AI-driven rally. And all we're doing is retracing. And basically, this news article is why it's going down. Why? Because everyone was like, holy crap, this is awesome. NQ is going to be great. And then what has it done since the open today? Whoops. Right? The open has been right here. Why am I losing all my money? Well, because the rally happened here, and you heard about it here this morning, and now you're trying to trade it here. So, but I will say this: look at this little level right here, and again, a little bit hard. I'd like to see more near term where it is, but there's kind of where it is. But obviously, we know we have some buyers there. Um, I'm going to draw it. I'd still like to see where the new level is on this side. But there's 1 to 3. You can see how much room you have. You have this entire area here. And again, this is exactly what that kind of Harry Potter trade is for, right? Here is a racetrack. There's no buyers. A huge emotional move up. We tend to retrace back down to the origin of the move. And there's the origin of the move right there. So we do have a little bit of a setup. I just don't know. Again, I don't know where the basing is on this one. If it's going to be here and they're all bouncing off the top, or if it's going to be truly this level here. Right. So right now, that's kind of if I was a betting man, I'd probably bet more on that right now. Breakthrough of 13,804. Okay, but as far as opening print goes, no, it was literally the peak. Nothing there. Nothing in the overnight. YM. Let's see here. 9 is up here. So this one is a little harder. 930 is right there. I hate that wick. You could have said there was your confirmation. It's quite a big level. I mean, there's a bit of a gap in there, so I guess you could do it that way. It's a 245 touch. 830 again. Maybe you're able to get into this one short. I think it made sense for it to be short. Is it the ideal opportunity for overnights? No. You could have got short on this one. It would not have been the worst one to get short on. This one looks like it wants to come up too. Space. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, short was the right thing, but I really feel like this one looks like it wants to go up too. So, kind of hard. Russell. Yeah, I'm not surprised by Russell. 845, 930 was right here. Yeah, it's the same test, that same gap. And again, I just don't like using candles like that. Right, this candle here. I mean, yes, it is a zone. Right, bottom of the body, top of the wick, came past it, gapped up into it again. Yeah, it's confirmed. I mean, there are people there, but I just don't. It's kind of big for my liking. Right, kind of big. So again, short was the right look. 930 was down. Short was the right look. So again, not interested in that either. And we got a big. Let's see. Probably here. I know normally we'll do it off of here, but I feel like this one is probably there. Is where the target is. I feel like that's the target for today for Russell. That's perfect. Bubba's is just waking up. All right, so that's it for today. Not too exciting, but this is big news today. This is pretty solid. It's really hard to say this is not good. Up 0.3. This one raised. I mean, this is obviously increasing, not what they're looking for, and obviously the unemployment claims where the economy is not being ruined. On the top of Nvidia's, record earnings, AI stuff. They were saying like 1 trillion or something like that. Some insane numbers. Um, Kind of hard to really kind of fight that today. So we'll see. Obviously, the biggest news tomorrow morning is going to be the core PCE. Extremely important. The Fed loves that one. It's one of their favorites, if not the favorite of theirs. Watch to see what happens in the European session. We should see enough movement on that one and should provide some good opportunity. So, all right, let's go ahead and do our drawing. We got 4 in. No will today. All right, I will give this one to 6:30 because I've been fair, given 30 seconds because I know that there is a delay on these things. So I will let that delay happen. He's just, yeah, I see you, buds. Hold on. He's looking at me. He's like, hey, did you hear me cackle? You need to come get me. I cackled. I'm cackling, Dad. Come get me. The way to build entitled children, I'm telling you. Right? Nothing like building entitled children. All right, here we go. Winner of today's drawing is Neuro. Look at that. He steals it. Man, Neuro won, then Ernest stole it, then bam, Neuro steals it back again. Look at that. Hey, Ernest, look, you should tell him. you gave up 30 pip chips to make 25, right? He gave you a hard time yesterday. You should give him a hard time today. Oh, wait, I think that's right. Right? Back to giveaways. So Nerd won today. Yeah, Ernest won yesterday. Just want to make sure I didn't screw that one up, right? But Ernest, give him a hard time. He gave you a hard time. He was busting your balls, being like, "Hey, you used 30 pip chips to make 25. He did it today. See, see? Oh God, look at this. This could be so much better today." So, anyway, I'm out of here. I gotta go get the boy. I will see you guys 9:30 Eastern time tomorrow. Remember, core PCE, big, 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 big. It's an important number. But look for the dollar to trend today. Hopefully, we get a pullback and then gives us the ability to short tomorrow. With that, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys. Thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow.